Ah, it's still hot. What's going on, fellow bears? Alan with Primitive Bear Knives here, and today we're going to take a look at the Condor Knife and Tool Mountain Pass Machete. Now, this machete I have had for quite some time, so it's not going to be a fresh out of the box, beautiful, clean look. I've used it and neglected it. Now, I didn't neglect it for any nefarious reason, I guess you would say. Is that a right word? I'm not sure. I'm not Wikipedia. But I did. I neglected it because I was using it one day, set it down on my tailgate on my truck, and walked away. Left it there the next day because it didn't rain. Left it there the next day. It did rain. Completely soaked the sheath that it was sitting in, which was a leather sheath, which is actually, this is a very great leather sheath. Condor's got their sheaths down pat. But I neglected it and I let it sit there. And I ended up letting it sit there for about 3 weeks. So here's the rust on it. I don't know if it'll show up on here. You can see the rust mainly hit up here towards the tip, and as you go down there's a rusty spot there. So for this to be 1075, it's doing pretty doggone good, if you ask me. One of the other things I noted as I neglected the knife was the red liners had shrunken back here. So they're kind of more like an inlay kind of red liner instead of a flush red liner. The rest of it's flush. Up here it's flush. It was completely flush when I got it, but after letting it sit in the weather, for some reason they shrunk right there. I have not taken the handles off to figure out why or anything like that. I'll get there eventually. I just haven't gotten there. To me, this is a machete. It's a tool. It's holding up great considering I neglected it. And without me going into too much more talking, I will say it is worth it. It works the way it's intended to work. The handle feels comfortable. And that's with the swinging. It feels comfortable. I have not tried it as a one-tool option yet, which we will do for this video here in just a few minutes. We'll go ahead and do your campcraft, bushcraft, your feather stick fire starting capabilities. We will put that in this video and we'll give that a try. I just have not done that with it yet. I've just been mainly chopping down trees. I'm probably not going to clean up the rust and the edge for this video, so we're just going to go ahead and dive right in as it is, as if I was just picking it right back up and going back to work with it without touching it up. So I'm going to go ahead and stop talking, and we're going to go ahead and put in some of that beautiful usage footage that you guys all love. All right, I got this tree here. Yeah, it's pretty much a tree I had to take down not too long ago, and I just kind of set it to the side in the woods here. And we're going to go ahead and use the mountain pass to kind of just do a little bit of chopping and to show you what we got going on. Remember, I didn't touch up the edge. It's still nice and rusty. So go ahead and get at it. So as you noticed, it did quick work of chopping this thing up. We'll probably do a little bit more right here. I don't get any vibration as I'm chopping either, which is fantastic. Granted, I would love to have put a fresh edge on this for you guys, but I didn't, so. All right, we'll find something else to chop real quick. Here we go. We have some small little sapling-like trees we can go ahead and chop down. We'll just get a couple of them here of various different thicknesses. Ow. That branch fell down and hit me on the head. You rotten thing. We'll go ahead and take this one limb off this tree. Maybe I'll find another one, and we'll kind of work on that. So we'll try and hit it right here. Whew, that went through so fast I almost chopped my leg off. That's not a limb, but it is another smaller tree, and I'm gonna chop it from up here. So, that was fun. All right, so I have a pretty large piece of wood here. We're going to go ahead and baton through. I'm not gonna do too much batoning, but we'll go ahead and do a little bit. Let me pause this and fix the camera. Stay tuned. All right, we're fixed. Now, this could be taking a while because I have a pretty light baton stick. But I also want you to know that this thing is pretty thin. So it's not really much of a wedge. All right. Oh, I didn't break that in half actually. Okay, so it went through it. Beautiful, let's do it again. One more time. Why not? For poops and giggles. Now, I did touch up the edge after all that chopping and everything, because I didn't want to come out here with a dirty, rusty edge trying to do feathers. I didn't want to do that. I wanted to give you guys a little bit more of a fair example versus a neglected example. And its size, being that it is a much larger blade, it is a machete, it's not meant to actually be a, I guess, a one-tool option. It's not necessarily meant to be that. It's meant for chopping vines and trees, I guess. It's not too bad, but its larger size makes it a little bit more tiresome to do the finer tasks, like feather sticks. Let me turn this piece of wood around. Don't go anywhere, wood. I need you, wood. Ooh, my log right here is kind of wonky. It's a little on the wonky side. But you can see it's doing the job. I want to choke up on it, and if it had a finger choil here, I think it would be a lot more comfortable. But even holding the knife like this or like this, the knife handle is still comfortable. So if you were to take that handle, and I think they do have a smaller mountain pass knife type thing, and if they do, I'll find it, get it, and we'll do a video with that too. But I feel like if the blade came to about here, it was maybe about 5 or 6 inches in length, it would be a really, really good setup as a one-tool option at that point. And like I said, I'm not sure if they do, but if they do have a smaller mountain pass type knife, I will look into getting it, and we will do another video on it, provided they have one, because the handle really is great. And this piece of wood kind of sucks with feathers, but it's getting the job done a little bit. It's doing what it needs to do. And not every piece of wood in the woods is going to be, every stick in the woods is going to be perfect for you to run feathers on. So, all right, so we have a decent little pile here. Now, I will go ahead and tell you right now that this stuff does not catch on fire worth a darn. So, to please you pyros, we got some fat wood. And yes, I'm talking about you pyros as if I'm not one. You'll live. So we'll go ahead and take the spine, get us a little bit of that fine shavings, because the spine is sharp enough to do some fine shavings. And we'll go ahead and get a little bit of feathers off of this too. Just something a little bit more. All right, I don't want to waste all my fat wood. Where's my ferro rod? Exotac ferro rod. Man, these things are wonderful. Love them. Definitely an EDC tool. Now, it does not throw sparks super duper 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 well, but it will throw sparks decent enough. So, is it a really good one tool option? It's not bad. It'll get the job done, especially if you're able to modify it a little bit by putting a sharper spine on it, and if you decide to put a choil right here, a finger choil. That way you're able to choke up on it a little bit without worrying about slicing your hand open. At that rate, it would then be a pretty decent one tool option. Batoning wise, it's not going to baton super well because it is a thinner blade. If I'm mistaken, I'll put it in the screen, but I think this is like a 3/32 or a 1/8 inch thick piece of steel. And at this length, it's not much of a wedge for the wood to really split open. But it will, as you saw, get the job done if you're persistent enough. So there is that. But chopping wise, yeah, I love it. I love using it to chop down trees. I love using it to chop up vines. And if I can find some vines, I'll put that in here too. But I think I chopped all the vines down before I even thought about making this video. Well, we have plenty of vines around here. I'm sure I can find some more somewhere. Anyway, yeah, so do I recommend the Condor Knife and Tool Mountain Pass Machete? Absolutely. I absolutely do recommend it. It's very good for the price, and the 1075 surprisingly does not rust as fast as I thought it would. And it performs well. It does. So if you come across one and you're in the market for a machete and you don't mind giving this a try for $120, $130, I'm not quite sure what the price is. I'll put it in the screen if I can find it. Like I said, I've had this for quite some time, so I have forgotten what the price is. But yeah, if you're in the market for one of these, I do recommend giving it a try. All right, this is Alan with Primitive Bear Knives. Take it easy, everybody. Ooh, here's some fresh vines. That's what I'm talking about, some thinner stuff. See, that branch is probably gonna get in the way, but we'll do it anyway. Oh, it didn't. Sliced again. Sliced again. See, if I was able to swing like a wild man, these would cut a lot better and a lot cleaner. Ooh, there's some briars back there. Some thorns. You gotta get to them. That's mainly what I do, is chop thorns and trees the most. Ow! Snap, suckers. All right. Let me try not to fall as I'm walking back out of there. So there you go. If I had two hands, that would have been a lot easier. Or, well, not trying to record at the same time. I hate these things. There we go.